people who are in positions of power and influence are starting to wake up. Okay, they have been being handled and controlled and did not know it. But they're starting to wake up to it. People are starting to connect the dots. But because this system, it's like the Truman Show, right? Truman realizes everything is being orchestrated around him. And everyone's in on it but him, right? So there's people like Truman that are involved in the Matrix and have been influenced and controlled by the puppeteers at the top. And so when we think about, secret societies or cults, we think that everyone involved is there by their own free will. And in a sense, yes, they are there at their own free will, but they're there because they've been sold something that isn't what it's been made out to be. So they're there thinking that they are doing a good thing. They are there thinking that they're helping, that they're fighting for what's right. But they're not realizing that the people at the top have created this system to appear a certain way in order to receive support from the people. But what they actually do behind the scenes is opposite of what these entities claim to be fighting. So they use these entities, nonprofits, businesses to act as a cover-up from what they're actually doing behind the scenes. They're saying they're, fighting for this good cause, but really they're using the money to increase the problem. So there are people within these constructs that are realizing what's going on, and that they've been fed a lie, and that they've been living a lie, and that they've been supporting the lie. So now they're coming to this point of realizing the truth and trying to figure out how to get out of this situation, and also how to expose the situation, while also understanding that the people that are surrounding them and that are carrying power, understanding that they will stop at nothing to keep them from exposing the truth. So we need to be careful about what we assume, because it's not always black and white. Often there is a lot of gray area, because we live in a fallen world and a fallen system, and the enemy knows how to cloak itself and disguise itself and gain followers and supporters through this cloaking. So people don't even realize that they're a part of something that is morally wrong. So God is bringing things to light, is awakening people to the truth. Okay? And it's going to cause people to come out and expose things and share their findings. And this is going to start to bring down this matrix that they have built to keep everyone under control. So with these people who are going through an awakening, we need to be patient and we need to be supportive, because it is a shock to the system. I remember in 2010 when I found out about the Illuminati for the first time. And it started with Tupac, watching a Tupac documentary, and I was talking about Tupac at work in the break room and how much I love Tupac. And one of my coworkers said, the Illuminati killed him, right? And I was like, what's that? And she was like, oh, it's like, they worship the devil and they sell their soul to the devil for fame and fortune. And I was so offended. I was like, absolutely not. Tupac wouldn't sell his soul. He's talented. He wouldn't need to do that. Okay. I was completely ignorant to what this secret society was and how it operated. But that night I went home and I started Googling, and I went down the rabbit hole, and I was shocked. I cried. I literally cried tears and asked God how to save the world from these evil, demonic entities that were ruling the world. And that was the day I got real serious about my faith and realized that was it. That was the moment for me when I realized that we were in a literal war between good and evil, between God and the devil, and that I had to figure out what was going on here, because everything that I had once, like this life that I had been living, I had been living completely ignorant, and stuff got real serious. And a lot of changes were made after that moment in my life, for the better and for the exposing of evil. So this is what people are going through. And I'm seeing 74-47 right now. This is what people are going through, and this is going to help break humanity out of its slumber, out of this spell. And we need to continue to do our part, pray for people, pray for humanity, and receive people with kindness, treat people with kindness. Be blessed.